Today is November 20th, 2024. My name is Rob Carrer of Kalamazoo Right to Life, and this is Pro-Life Week. Well, just a few things today. I was looking at an article talking about voting habits in the last election, and it said that evangelical and Catholic voters voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump. That's not a surprise. And why is that? Well, there was another article I looked at today that said the Democrats have a God problem. Well, isn't that the truth? It seems like for the last 15, 20 years, the Democratic Party has been disparaging or criticizing people of faith. And now we see many Democrats and liberals, whether you're on a college campus or in the halls of Congress, have been disparaging Jews. You know, anti-Semitism is on the rise right now after this Israeli-Hamas war, and that has got to stop. We are Americans. We are better than this. We need to treat everyone with respect and dignity, no matter your race or your religion or your ethnic background. We are all Americans. And it does seem that some politicians, Democratic politicians, have been targeting Catholics. And I don't understand that. Historically, Catholics have been a part of that Democratic coalition with blacks and labor unions. It's that three-cornered stool that is the base of the Democratic coalition. And in the last 40 years or so, Republicans have been picking up a lot of these disaffected Catholics who've left the party primarily because of abortion. The Democrats is the party of abortion, and the Republicans has become the party of life. And so two events I'm going to mention. I mentioned them before, but Kamala Harris decided not to attend the Al Smith dinner. The Al Smith dinner, ever since the early 1950s, it's a fundraiser. It's a fundraiser for the Archdiocese of New York's Catholic Charities. They invite the presidential candidates from both parties, and they all come, and they kind of roast each other, and they tell jokes, and they kind of poke fun at each other. But it's all, at least it's supposed to be, kind of good-natured, and you raise money. And Walter Mondale didn't go in 1984, and we saw what happened to him in that election. And Kamala Harris didn't go this time, and we saw how she lost too. So if Democrats want to win, if any party candidate wants to win, maybe the Al Smith dinner is your ticket to victory. Because if you don't go, you're guaranteed to lose. Okay. And the other example was the Gretchen Whitmer situation about a month ago, where she did a campaign ad for Kamala Harris campaign. She was talking about the CHIPS Act that was passed during the Biden years, allocating millions of dollars, maybe billions of dollars to make microprocessors. And in the process of this CHIPS Act, she used as her prop a bag of Doritos. And a woman who does a podcast, she got on her knees, she stuck out her tongue while on her knees, and Gretchen Whitmer places a Dorito on her tongue while she's on her knees. And, everybody knows, everybody should know, that is a blasphemous depiction of Holy Communion, which is the most important sacrament in the Catholic Church. It's the pinnacle of the Mass, Holy Communion. And for her to disrespect Catholics by putting that Dorito on her tongue, for a campaign ad, how disrespectful can you get? How did she not know that was going to anger observant Catholics? How did she not understand that was going to be disrespectful? But she did it anyway. Oh yeah, she apologized, but she knew, she had to have known that act with the tongue and the chip, was a mockery of Holy Communion. But so we see disrespect going on by Democratic politicians. That's got to stop. If you want to lose voters, that's the way to do it. Disrespect your voting base. Now, to turn the corner, another article said that 44% of all Christians did not vote this past election. So when I think of the word Christian, that's a big C word. It's a very broad term. It includes liberal denominations all the way to very conservative denominations and everything in between. And the liberal mainline denominations tend to be more theologically liberal. They may have problems with the virgin birth or the resurrection of Christ. But a lot of these people, not only are they theologically liberal, they are politically liberal. They will vote for pro-abortion candidates, and a lot of them are very pro-Democratic Party voters. So, are they a part of that 44% that the article talks about, or is the 44% strictly evangelical people, Southern Baptists, Assembly of God, regular Baptists, non-denominational churches? What are they? What are they? And and does that include Roman Catholics who go to church twice a year, Easter and Christmas, or people that go to Mass every Sunday? How broad is that term, Christian? Well, I know I have to believe that among evangelicals and strict Catholics, these are the people who register to vote and vote, mostly. Now, I know historically you've had a lot of evangelicals or fundamentalists back in the 1920s, let's say, who viewed politics like it was dirty business. We don't want to muddy our hands by getting into the muck of politics. So they didn't vote. A lot of them didn't vote because I'm too spiritual. I'm too pure and holy to get involved in that mud. Well, that's all changed now. That's up in the past. And I think evangelicals are now voting in large numbers. So if you are part of that 44% who did not vote, shame on you. You need to register to vote if you aren't. And if you are registered to vote, vote next time in 2 years. Please, please. It's your civic duty to vote for the candidates of your choice. Okay, so let me turn the corner here. This past Monday, 2 days ago, a district judge in Wyoming ruled that the two main pro-life laws in Wyoming are in violation of their state constitution, because this judge is claiming that says every person has a right to personal autonomy in making medical decisions. Well, supposedly that's part of the Wyoming Supreme, the state constitution text. And the pro-life governor is going to appeal this to an appellate court, and maybe it's going to end up before the state Supreme Court. And Wyoming is a very conservative pro-life state. And I have to believe that the state Supreme Court is made up of majority conservatives, probably Republicans who have been endorsed by Wyoming Right to Life, very pro-life judges. And they will probably repeal or overturn this judge's decision. And then the article even said that this is the third time this individual judge has ruled against a pro-life law. So it seems like this judge is probably a Democrat and just doesn't like pro-life legislation and is perhaps finding a loophole to get around this law and wanting to restore abortion. And right now, abortion is legal again in Wyoming. It had been legal for 50 years under Roe, But then in 2023, after the Dobbs decision, the state legislature heavily weighed in pro-life favor, passed 2 pro-life laws. And now this judge has said, no dice, you can't do it, and we're going to restore abortion. Well, be in prayer about this case, and trust that the state Supreme Court will restore these 2 pro-life laws that basically bans abortions from the moment of conception. Well, with that, I will let you go, and I'll see you next time.